Hey guys, welcome to It's Yarn Full Tutorials, and we're going to dive right in with the best scrunchie you have ever made in your entire life. I use a 5mm clover or more hook with Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth. It's about 80 yards per skein, and I can usually get about 5 good scrunchies out of each skein. So you're going to put your hook inside the rubber band first, and then you're going to put the slip knot on it. Now, I personally use my tail and my working yarn to help secure that end really well. And then I will just kind of keep using it, and sometimes it falls off and sometimes it doesn't. You really can't notice a difference whatsoever when it's complete. And it's just that much less work for you to do, which is fantastic. So here I'm going to show you what to do when you do accidentally lose it. You can just kind of scoop it up right there at the bottom and keep using it, or you can just keep working over it at that point. Now, I scoop it up a few times. That's just my preference. But you don't notice a difference, and it'll just blend right in. And then there's not much for you to cut, and there's not much for you to worry about in the beginning. So why don't you just sit back and work your doubles in as much as you can into the hairband, and I'll let you know what to do whenever you get to the end. So you think you're coming up on the end right? Well, not always. So what you're going to do when you get to the end is you're going to take your little hairband and you're going to just pull it like that. And you realize that you have a bunch more space. You could probably put 10 more in there. So make sure you're stretching those out. Make sure that you have as many double crochets in there as you possibly can. There's no right or wrong number. It's all entirely your preference. It's just going to depend on how wavy you're going to want it. And then you're just going to slip stitch to the top, chain up 2. And this is what my personal preference is the 2-3 pattern. I will put 2 double crochets into the first, and in the next stitch I will put 3. Come the next stitch I will put 2, and in the next stitch I will put 3, over and over, and it makes this gorgeous waves that you can't really find in other patterns for some reason. Most patterns, they have you make tubes and all kinds of really weird stuff, and these are just simple and to the point. I've tried this with variegated, I've tried this with cotton, I've tried it with acrylic, I've tried it with chunky, and you just don't really get the same results that you would. Look at that. Like, you don't get anything similar to this whenever you're using anything but this velvet yarn. And you can use crushed velvet or Bernat baby or whatever it's called. I mean, you can use any velvet of your choice, and just make sure that you're doing, it can really be whatever you want. You can do 1 double crochet and then 2 in the next and 3 in the next for minimal waves, or you could do 2-3 like I do, and I get a good solid wavy scrunchie when I do 2-3. But if you really just wanted like wacky wavy inflatable armband, definitely put 3 double crochets in every single stitch all the way around. In the grand scheme of things, these take only about 8 minutes to make. And if you are a seller and you're looking for something hot for your store, this is the one. They sell for $5 a piece, and they sell like hotcakes on Etsy, at craft fairs, to your friends and your family, wherever you want. Just know that these are wonderful sellers. So now we're going to slip stitch to the very beginning, and we're going to weave in our yarn, and I'm going to show you how I weave in my tail. Just look at these, and these are only some of the colors that you get. Now, this last one that I'm about to show you is not that one. This one is actually a Aran weight yarn. It's the Yarn Bee Aran Smooth, Velvety Smooth Aran weight, and it's a 3 weight. It takes a little bit more to make, but it's worth it. They're beautiful. And for here, I just use a simple sewing stitch to go across. I start on the left, and it's okay if it gets caught up, just pull it out. Make sure you don't make your stitches too tight, or you're going to notice a very obvious, indentions, so you just want to stretch them out, and then you just turn it back around. And you do a few little slip stitches or sewing stitches in there, and then you find that first or second row, and you continue to yarn through just like that. And after that, your tail is secure in there, and you can stretch it out, and then you cut your tail off there at the end, and voila. Look at that.